Welcome to the Crypto Domain, your front row seat to crypto's biggest moves. Are you Gen X or a similar sort of age group and either in crypto, new to crypto, or doing some research because you're looking at getting into crypto? Then this series could be for you. We're throwing together a bit of a series just to help people out, maybe teach them some things they weren't aware of or make them aware of certain things that they can do some more research on. We're going to look at covering, how it's different for older generations getting into crypto and why they might need to look at things differently. We're going to look at wallets. We're going to look at exchanges. We're going to look at things like doing your own research and not just getting caught up in the hype and the FUD and all those sorts of things that go along with it. We're going to look at scams. What red flags are there out there that maybe you should look into? Influencers, some of the influencers, and maybe what you should avoid in influencers as well, especially if you're new and you don't really know what to look out for. We're going to cover things like how crypto might fit in your portfolio as you transition through to retirement or you're getting up to that stage, and just really how to protect yourself in the crypto markets. And it really is the Wild West out there. So anyway, let's get into it. For me, the first thing, now I've been doing crypto for 5 years now. I am over 50, so it's sort of for people that may be able to resonate or relate to where I've been and also the stage in life that we're heading into, right? So retirement and the later years. The thing that's very different for us compared to a lot of people, especially the younger generation that are in crypto, one of the things is we remember things like the GFC or the global financial crisis, the dot-com boom and bust, right? We've seen our parents in a lot of cases, and some people watching might be those people that went through interest rates up in the high teens, okay, in the late 80s, early 90s, especially here in Australia. So these are things that can hit you, and you don't know when they're going to hit you. We often look for fundamentals in investments, things you can touch, things you can see, the assets behind them, those sorts of things. And crypto is quite foreign to that to a degree. Definitely moving a little bit in that direction with certain things like RWAs and that, but definitely we have that. And we're also at the stage where we don't want to gamble our retirement on a meme coin. Okay, obviously in our age group, or this can be for anyone, but probably even 40 up, we don't have the same time to recover as someone in their 20s. We don't have multiple cycles to recover from things or to set ourselves up for things. Okay, so we are really coming at it. Yes, we're investing in crypto, but we're coming at it from a different angle from someone else that might be floating 90% of their net worth into a meme coin or something like that, right? So we really need to approach our portfolio build very differently. We need to everyone should approach their security, but we really need to be extra careful because at the end of the day, generally you will find a lot of people, Gen X especially, we're not as tech savvy as the younger generation. We weren't brought up with an iPhone in our hand and TikTok. So a lot of us, before jumping in, we should really be taking the time to learn the technology. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It's not hard. At work, I'm known as the Homer Simpson, okay? Because it's that meme where, the computer tells him press the any key and he's like, where's the any key? That was me. But if I can learn it, anyone can absolutely learn it, okay? You just start. It's a process, and you start small and you gradually branch out to different things. And they're the sorts of things that we'll cover in this series as well. Now, we have eroding returns as we get older on our investments, okay? We have the inflation. It's decreasing the real value of our fiat currency. So when we think we may have enough for our retirement, people are living longer. So the reality is if we stop working, we may not have the pension and the funds to have the lifestyle we want in retirement. So that's one of the reasons why we probably should be looking at things like crypto. It's good returns. It's fast pace, which is why we've got to be so careful. And to get good returns, you don't have to go further down the crypto chart. Okay, you don't have to go to the meme coins to get a good return in crypto. So we can also look at how we structure our portfolios better to suit where we are in our life and what we're looking for than necessarily someone in their 20s. Okay, so it's really diversifying not only your asset and investment portfolio in general, but then within the niche of crypto, diversifying that portfolio to suit your needs. And those needs will be different for everybody. Okay, so we just need to be clear on that as well, that what is right for me may not be right for you. So, and that's why you need to educate yourself, do your own research so you can make that decision. And that's what this series ideally is to help you avoid some of the pitfalls that I've seen people fall into over the last 5 years that I've been in crypto, and also to help you build that toolbox to make the decisions that best suit your needs. There's definitely things that we need to learn, and we need to be safer and maybe take things a little bit slower as we do that. One, because we're trying to learn the tech. Two, because we're a bit more risk averse, not necessarily by our nature, because I remember the stuff we got up to as kids, but more risk averse because of our financial future and how much closer we are to the retirement age and things like that, right? So definitely things like that we need to look at. And I do believe crypto should be part of a diversified portfolio for people like us, okay? Now, the other thing is there's a lot of common mistakes and misconceptions around crypto, I believe, where, you know, a lot of people think it's all a scam or it's all a gamble. There's definitely a massive part of that in crypto, but that's not the case for all of it. So that should really play into how we might structure our portfolios, and that sort of stuff will come into later videos. We also need to make sure we don't jump in too fast, that we do our research. We don't just go in with FOMO or get out with FUD. There's lots of things like that we need to be a lot more cautious of. Again, following the wrong influences, because I will tell you now, from my experience, 90% of the influencers out there are only doing it to shill you their coins, or they're going to pump it by selling it to their community, by talking about it to their community. Their community goes and buys these things, it pumps, and then they dump, okay? And you'll find lots of them out there. Oh, look, since me and my community got in, this thing's 10x. But hang on, you've got a community of 100,000 people. The thing was worth $1 million. Just some of your community go and buy it, it's going to pump 10x. It's not because of anything to do with the project or the token, it's purely their influence. Now, you would have seen that over the last couple of years if you've been in the market, and a lot of those tokens are now gone or they're well down. So yes, they could say it 10x, but why did it 10x? And the influencers are probably the ones I would stress are one of the most important things, okay? Obviously security, scams, wallets, all, but what influencers you follow and the trust you put in them and the amount of research you do yourself before getting into something, they're going to be the most important things, okay? And I'll give you a few different influencers that I follow that don't shill tokens, okay? Because it's okay to hear about tokens somewhere, but go and do your own research. And I'll touch on a process I use, and I'm going to release a video on that separate to this series, on how I research tokens, and I'm now starting to put a few reviews together of tokens that have been quite popular or getting trends, okay? So now a lot of them, most of them I don't actually hold, but I'm putting the information out there. So look, if you're new to crypto and you want to learn the basics, things like wallets, things like the exchanges, scams, red flags to look out for, how to do your own research, things to avoid with influencers, how crypto might fit in your portfolio, how to protect yourself, really importantly, then this series will cover the basics for that and really just help you on your way and hopefully give you the information that for a lot of people it can take a couple of years or more, or they don't even know a lot of this stuff and they've been in the market for a couple of years already, okay? So it's really just to kickstart your progress, kickstart your journey in crypto and hopefully protect you, give you some ideas, and set you on the right path for your crypto journey. So look, hopefully you get some value out of these videos. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe if you want to follow along on this series that I'm producing to help you learn a few more things about crypto. Click the bell notification so you're notified when those videos are released. And just remember, crypto's an adventure. Get into it. I'll see you in the next one.